I think what most people do not understand, however, as I talk about this subject, is that we are constantly creating at 4 levels of consciousness. We create at the subconscious level. And these are thoughts that are now almost automatic to us. I won't say almost automatic, I will say they are absolutely automatic. They're so automatic we don't even know we're thinking them. Thoughts that are almost forgotten by us. We forget we're even thinking about it. So our subconscious mind holds these thoughts and thinks them from time to time. And these thoughts, or ideas, if you please, or commands, if you will, run much of our lives. These thoughts command our heart to beat and our hair to grow and our fingernails and all the rest and our whole bodily systems and lots of our fight or flight reactions and responses, our basic impulses and so forth are all generated at the level of subconscious mind based on input that has been placed there through the process of life itself. And those responses are automatic and to a large degree not controllable by us, at least not consciously. The next level of creation is the level of conscious creation as opposed to subconscious creation. And that's the level at which most of us do most of our creating. And hopefully it's the place that most of us reside at it a lot of the time. Not in our subconscious mind, but in our conscious mind, where we consciously choose a particular experience or outcome, place that choice in mind in the form of a thought about it, and then begin to actually put that thought into our exterior world as words or deeds, so to turn them into reality. And then there's a third level of creation of which I am aware, which is what I want to call the super conscious level, subconscious, conscious, and superconscious. And that is the level of consciousness that is other than our conscious level. It is, I want to say in a sense, higher than or larger than and more aware than our conscious level. It knows things that we cannot consciously know, but we know at the level of superconsciousness. And it's the place to which we go and from which we retrieve data from time to time in our lives. And most people who've lived more than a few years have had moments when they've pulled data down from there. And they go, wow, where did that idea come from? Or how did I get that solution? Or how did I know just what words to say there? Where did that come from? It's also the place that understands the moment-to-moment agenda of the soul. That is, it understands the perfection of everything that is occurring. And it is the place that is constantly calling to us, creating in our exterior world and acting as vibratory influences in the contextual field that bring to us the right and perfect people, places, and events, allowing us to create the next grandest version of the greatest vision ever we held about who we are. And so the contextual field around us is continually being shaped and interwoven with the contextual fields of everyone else, so to create a collectively produced experience or a unified environment that produces perfectly a moment-to-moment opportunity for us to know who we really are. And the fourth level of creation, of which I am aware, is the supra-conscious level of creation. We have the subconscious, the conscious, the superconscious, and the supra-conscious. That is the level of creation that includes all of the other three combined. It's the place of consciousness or total and utter and complete awareness from which we may express who we are, knowing all that we know at the subconscious, conscious, and superconscious level. And mystics are said to reside there a great deal, if not all the time. Masters and people who are highly evolved are said to reside there most or all of the time in the place of supra-consciousness, a place of total awareness of everything, including who we are intrinsically, absolutely. For the rest of us, we dip into that. At least that's been my experience. I don't want to speak for you, but my experience has been that I kind of like dip into that, like putting my toe into the water in the backyard pool. I just kind of like periodically throughout my life dip into that place of supra-consciousness where suddenly I just blink an eye and I know it all, and then it goes away just as fast as that. But most people have had those moments where they just blink or they wake up from a dream, or they're taking a shower or walking through the woods, or they're doing whatever they're doing, and they suddenly realize that there's nothing more to realize because they know it all. And then it goes away. But they never forget that they had that feeling. Even if they have forgotten, the specific elements or aspects of it, but they never forget the moment of having that feeling. And if we're lucky, we've had that feeling 3 or 4 or 5 times in our life, and we go, oh, that's possible. We're capable of that. I've been there. I went there once. I went there twice. I went there 3 or 4 times. I remember that. I'm 61, but I've had like 4 or 5 or 6 experiences of that in all of my 61 years, and I can recall those 6 moments vividly because I came out of that like, oh my gosh, such clarity, and then falling back again into the illusion. But doing so in a way in which we are never quite the same. Seeing the illusion a little bit differently every time we come back from one of those dippings. Never quite ever again totally accepting this as reality. And beginning to dance and to play in this reality more and more fluently, loosely, lightly, dancing more lightly all the time. And knowing that we're making it all up. We're making it all up. And becoming more and more clear about why and how come and what this is really all about. And perhaps in our next sharing, we'll talk about that in some real depth, because it's a question that I ask myself almost every day. I wake up and I ask myself almost every day. As those who are around me and live with me will tell you, I'm endlessly introspecting and forever asking myself, who am I? What am I doing here? What is this really all about? It's a profound question. But the power of intention and the power of prayer is that if we understand how those energies work, we can focus and control them in such a way that more often than not, at the conscious level, we begin producing individual outcomes and soon collective realities with which we inwardly profoundly agree. But the master is the one who profoundly agrees with whatever outcome is produced. For the master understands that she produced that outcome at some level of consciousness, whether it's a level of consciousness of which he is aware or one of which she is not aware. And so on this day after the election, I choose to move into clarity. I choose to remove myself from confusion or any sadness or even any celebration, whether I'm for Bush or for Kerry or for Nader or for none of the above. But to step back from the whole experience and just watch it like a passing parade, and to say, as my wonderful friend Richard Alpert would say. Richard, who's more widely known perhaps as Ram Dass. So the grass grows by itself.